Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to cover DetoNation FocusMe as part of my MSI 2023 preview series. DFM have represented Japan the vast majority of the events in the last 5 years. There is one player that is different from the starting five. Evie, now with Heretics in the LEC, has been replaced by Toll 2, which we'll get into. Otherwise, it's a very similar roster to what we've seen in the past. Their coach is Kazu. Kazu, originally a support of DFM. He's 19 and 28 internationally as their coach. In 2018, 19, and 22 at Worlds, they would drop out in play-ins. In Worlds 2021, they would get the upset and they would go to the actual main event and drop out in group stage. MSI 2019 and 2022, he went 8 and 10. In 19 and 22 at MSI, he wouldn't get to Rumble stage. In 2020 or 2021, I forget which. I'll remember when I look at the other players. He had to play support due to COVID. Toll 2 is the top laner. He is relatively a rookie. Had like one split with like a bottom feeder team in Japan last year. So, no international experience, and these numbers, actually, all of these LJL playoff numbers are in 6 games. Very small sample, because DFM 3-0'd both of their opponents. So, Toll 2 put up a 5.3 KDA, 6.9 CS per minute, 58.8 KP. This is not indicative of the larger sample size, which is his spring split. He had a 47% KP for the entire split, including these 6 games. So, the weakest of weak side players in that regard. Solo, on his own, in the side lane, doing his thing. If you only have 47% KP, that is really low. Even for the split push meta last year, we didn't see many people in the 47s, and he was 47 this year. But in playoffs, he's a little more active. Now he gave up a lot of farm. 6.9 CS per minute in Japan is not going to translate well to MSI. 357 gold per minute, 512 damage per minute, 1 solo kill. On average, he's up 50 gold, down a handful of CS, and 5 XP. So he's going to have to step it up. Probably the worst top laner at the event. Definitely a lot of unproven, a lot of question marks with this player. In the jungle, you have Steel. I really like Steel. I thought going into MSI last year, he was going to be a real contender for that player that, like, I think of Jose Dioto, I think of River, I think of a couple others that come, that maybe I'm not thinking of them because they're escaping me. Even Grell at Worlds at times. These 1v9 players in the jungle on these teams, some of them are cracked. Levi. And Steel, I thought was going to be that, and at times he can be. 21 and 34 internationally, all with DFM. A 177 KDA, 5.2 CS per minute, 69.3 KP. This is the deal, though. At international events, he does not really match quite that great play that he does in Japan, because you will even get to his LJL playoff stats, and they're excellent, but that never translates internationally for him. 313 gold per minute, 281 damage per minute, 10 solo kills. On average, down 230 gold, 4 CS, and 290 XP internationally. The same events as Kazu, Steel participated in. So Worlds 18, 19, 22, out in play-ins, 21, out in group stage. MSI, 19, 21, and 22, out in, group stage before the Rumble stage. In the playoffs for Steel, 3.7 KDA, 5.7 CS per minute, 67.9 KP. More carry oriented. Not quite as involved in fights like you'd want him to be. 2 out of every 3 instead of 70%, which we're nitpicking here, but he makes up for that in farm. 378 gold per minute, 448 damage per minute, 1 solo kill, and then dominant in pathing, gets up over 600 gold by 15 minutes, 640, which is sizable in the jungle. 7 CS and 430 XP. In mid lane, we have Arya. Arya is 6 and 10 internationally. His success as an import on DFM in 2021 launched an opportunity for him with KT Roaster last year in spring in the LCK, and that wouldn't work out for him, eventually being replaced by Vikla, who's now with FlyQuest. So 6 and 11, 2.78 KDA, 8.28 CS per minute, 59.3 KP. Not great numbers, right? He did surprise at times. They did end up getting out of play-ins with Arya in mid lane, but these aren't great numbers, right? You don't want to be an 8.28 CS per minute. You don't want 50% or any kind of 50% KP in mid lane if you're only getting that much CS. You would like that to be almost 8.7 to 9 if you're not that involved in fights. And not only that, 374 gold per minute, 407 damage per minute. 5 solo kills. 183 gold, up 6 CS, 246 XP at 15 minutes. So at laning phase, he does well internationally, but it's when that mid to late game got underway that he kind of just took a step back, and Udapon probably took a lot of that gold, Evie took a lot of that gold, and Arya kind of took a back seat, because MSI 2021 out in groups, and then, like I said, Worlds 2021, Arya was the mid laner when they were able to get into the main event. Domestically, I mean, well, not even, I guess, yeah, domestically in Japan, Arya was disgusting. 8.7 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 71.8 KP. I mean, they went 6-0. These numbers are going to be inflated. 451 gold per minute, 719 damage per minute, 3 solo kills. Laning numbers aren't as great. 143 gold, 1 CS, and 115 XP up. I do think Arya kind of just mixes in there with the Gories, the Eminezes. You're thinking of Yubao, Katie, those kind of mid laners. He kind of mixes in there with them. Udapon, 23 and 38 internationally. Some of these numbers come from when he was a top laner. 2.53 KDA, 919 CS per minute, 65.2 KP. Sorry, some of the numbers, I mean the win-loss record. These other numbers are 80 carry related. So not quite as dominant as he is domestically, 9.19 CS per minute. But Udapon does usually pop off for a game or two internationally, and then other games, you know, they struggle. 425 gold per minute, 460 damage per minute. Once again, you look at this, low damage numbers. Japan play a Korean style of play. Slow and steady wins the race, and they try and scale and win in the late game, so their damage numbers are pretty low. 7 solo kills, and on average, internationally at 15 minutes, he's down 230 gold, 7 CS, and 30 XP, so giving up a bit there. 500 or 0, 230s. I mean 480 and 0, I guess. 460 and 0, I guess. But 230 being the average of 51 games. 61. Damn, my math is not on point today. Similar to Steel, though, Worlds 18, 19, 22 out in play-ins, 21 out in the main event. MSI 18, 21, and 19, 21, and 22 out in group stage. Udapon's LJL stats, like Arya's, absolutely filthy. 14.3 KDA, 10.2 CS per minute, 80.2 KP. He was in every fight, 4 out of every 5 kills. 511 gold per minute, 806 damage per minute. So between Arya and Udapon, they average over 1,500 damage across these 6 games. 2 solo kills, up 435 gold, 9 CS, 120 XP. So he's gapping Loken, and I forget who the other 80 carry was that he was against. But Loken is no slouch, right? That is an LPL, LCK 80 carry. So showing that he can beat the Korean bot laners, which is why, we've had a lot of discussions in the Discord comparing DFM and Loud because of how close they were at Worlds last split. And if Udapon can handle Loken, I'd like to think that he can handle Root. Harp at support, another Korean. 8 and 12 internationally. He was with the team last year. 1.54 KDA, 66.2 KP, so dies quite a bit. Not as involved as you'd like. 2.53 vision score per minute, 1.56 wards per minute. Clears 1 ward every 3 minutes. Vision wards 1 every other minute. Like I said, with the team last year, so out in play-ins at Worlds and out before Rumble stage at MSI. His domestic stats: 8 KDA, 74.9 KP, 314 vision score per minute, 1.71 wards per minute. Clears over a ward every other minute, and then 0.44 vision wards per minute. So what's the deal with DFM? This team is very competitive. You have to respect them because they are skilled enough to beat the teams that are worse than them with hands, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. I think Arya can be world class again. I was not impressed with his KT performance. I won't lie, I was calling for Vikla to replace him last year. I'm pretty sure it's on my channel. So to see this team, it's really tough to say it's going to be as good as the World's team, right? Like I said, I think Utapon can handle his own in bot lane against Root and against CEO and Style and Wako, etc. But Toll 2 is definitely going to be a question mark. Very weak side player on an island, not farming, must be playing Scion, Ornn, K'Sante, Malphite, Cho'Gath, and stuff like that, and just kind of like, okay, you are going to be on this. You're not going to farm at all. You're going to be a meatball. And that's pretty much what it seems like is going to have to happen. But yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and thank you for watching.